Second Premier League Invitational. I'm Adam Smith, and pleased to say I will be alongside Joe Tomlinson to find out who is the ultimate FIFA 20 player in the Premier League. Just like the first tournament, we've got all 20 Premier League clubs represented by either players from their squad, ex-players, or celebrity fans. We're on day two and about to go into our second game after a thrashing in game one, Joe.
Yeah, entertainment on display already. 7 goals in the first game, 6 goals for Aston Villa. An unbelievable performance from Keenan Davis. But a quick reminder for everybody watching, please do stay home and help save lives. It's really important at the moment. And of course, the prize fund from this EPL Invitational is being donated to the Players Together initiative. Right, let's have a look at the game coming your way very shortly. It's going to be blockbuster because it's the reigning champions, Wolverhampton Wanderers, against Brighton. Diogo Jota won edition number 1, and Morgan Gibbs-White pulls on the jersey for Wolves this time. He'll be facing off against Aaron Connolly. Let's have a look then at the full draw. Of course, Wolves and Brighton are about to face off, and the winner of this game would face either John Egan or Jofra Archer. Jofra Archer getting a massive win yesterday over Rolando Aarons of Newcastle, 4-1. This side of the draw also features Max Aarons and it features Ryan Sessegnon. Ryan Sessegnon getting the better of Spencer Owen yesterday, the competition favourite. So this side of the draw is absolutely stacked, Smithy.
Yeah, it's a very, very exciting start of the draw. But if you are joining us for your first time, these are the all-important rules you do need to be aware of. The EPL Invitational is a straight knockout tournament. There is 1 game per round. As we alluded to earlier, every Premier League club represented either by a player from their squad, an ex-pro, or a celebrity. These are the all-important in-game rules. Every single match will consist of 2 6-minute halves. In the event of a draw, just like in the final of the very first EPL Invitational, golden goal will be used to determine the winner. 85 rated Premier League squads in kick-off mode to establish who is the ultimate FIFA 20 player, Joe.
Yes, indeed. And we've already seen one top draw game today, haven't we? Keenan Davis beating Jose Enrique 6-1. If you missed the action, we can see some of the goals right here. Keenan Davis getting off to a fantastic start. John McGinn was dumped out in EPL Invitational 1, but scored goals for Keenan Davis for fun in this one against Jose Enrique. Of course, kissed trophies before the game. And he did get a goal with Bobby Firmino. Great celebration from Jose Enrique. But from then on in, it was all Keenan Davis, wasn't it? A brilliant brace from Jack Grealish was enough to put him 3-1 into the lead. And from then on out, it was really quite comfortable. Keenan Davis laying down a marker as one of the best FIFA players we've seen so far in this competition. He also scored a goal with himself. He was absolutely delighted, and rightly so. John McGinn was able to complete his hat-trick against Liverpool too, with some really nice interplay around the edge of the box. The commentary team were calling him one of the early favourites for the competition. You can see why. Hat-trick from John McGinn, brace from Jack Grealish, and 2 goals from Keenan Davis as well. Incredibly impressive performance, first and foremost, Smithy.
Yeah, it's interesting. You alluded to it there. Richard Buckley and Brandon Smith in comms saying he is favourite. I don't think one of the favourites. I think they actually used the word favourite off the back of that display. And it was interesting, Joe, hearing Keenan in the pre-match interview talking himself down, saying he's all right, and then afterwards admitting that was his tactic. He can't do that tactic again because everyone is aware of just how good he is. Yeah,
definitely. And we saw Jose Enrique kissing trophies before the game. I think he's probably regretting that now. He probably should have kept that but after the game, shouldn't he? But he was a brilliant entertainer. How fun was Jose Enrique in and around that game? But overall, Keenan Davis looks like a serious prospect.
Yeah, okay, so we're ready to go for our next game. Pleased to say that Morgan Gibbs-White, our home player representing Wolves, joins us now. Morgan, thank you very much for being involved in this tournament, all for a great cause, as we spoke about earlier. Now, first question I want to ask you is, there's a lot of pressure on your shoulders here. I don't know if you saw the first EPL Invitational, but Diogo Jota winning it for Wolves, and he was emphatic throughout the tournament. Are you feeling the pressure representing Wolves?
Definitely, there's pressure on my shoulders, but I'm going to try and do as best as what he did, so let's go.
Have you spoken to him at all since?
Yeah, we've been in contact with all the boys. He said it was a tough tournament, but he knew he was going to win it as soon as he started playing.
Go on then, give us an insight into your FIFA 20 ability. What are you like?
I'm all right. I don't want to talk too much. Let's play the first game and then.
Okay, last question. I've obviously got your stats in front of me, your FIFA 20 card and Aaron Connolly's. So just going to pit you against each other to test your knowledge. Who do you think has the higher pace stat according to FIFA 20? Yourself or your opponent, Aaron Connolly?
Aaron.
Aaron Connolly 70, Morgan Gibbs-White 72. So you're wrong, it's yourself. So you've been very modest there. I like that going into the game. There we go. So those are the thoughts of Morgan Gibbs-White ahead of our next game, Joe.
Yeah, and I'm pleased to say Aaron Connolly joins us as well. Aaron, first time out. Brighton were very impressive as well. Neil Maupay doing the business for you. Have you spoken to him at all in the build-up to this one?
Nah, I ain't spoke to him about it, but I know how serious he took it, so I've got to carry that with me as well, don't I?
So for the people at home, how good are you at FIFA? Can we expect fireworks from this one?
I don't know, I doubt it. I doubt I'm as good as Neil, but yeah, I'll give it a go, I guess.
And obviously, first up against the reigning champions in Wolves, it's not going to be easy. What are you expecting from the game?
I'm expecting a good game, to be fair. Yeah, Morgan's probably a good player. I've seen Diego was a good player as well, so yeah, I'm looking forward to a good game.
There we go then, Smithy. Two players I think that are quietly confident in their own ability.
Yeah, very close to the matchup. And I'm pleased to say, alongside Joe and myself, throughout the week, will be FIFA commentators. There they are, Brandon Smith and Richard Buckley. Brandon, obviously you guys have a huge knowledge of FIFA, having commentated on loads of tournaments throughout the year and many years previous to this. How do you see this one going? What are your thoughts going into this matchup?
I think first and foremost, Smithy, that you've got last time round winners in Wolverhampton Wanderers in action. Of course, Morgan Gibbs-White's got to fill the boots once again of not just a finalist, but a winner in Diogo Jota. It's a huge, huge job on his hands. But Aaron Connolly, I know, has been calling out Neil Maupay a little bit online on social media, saying that he wants a game against him. He fancies his chances. So this is his time to basically show Neil how much better he is and can he go one step further than him in the tournament.
Richard, we saw you in commentary saying how impressed you were with Keenan in the first game. 6-1, a 7-goal thriller. Are you expecting more goals, more of the same this one? It's a tough one to call, this game, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. I'm expecting a good performance from Morgan Gibbs-White. If you look at esports FIFA in terms of the Premier League, there's only very few clubs that have sort of really deep dived into it, and Wolverhampton Wanderers are one of those clubs. They've got a big stature, they've got a big sort of repertoire when it comes to competitive FIFA. So I'm expecting Wolverhampton Wanderers and Morgan Gibbs-White to be a threat in this tournament, Smithy.
Okay, well, here we go. It is day 2. It is game 2. It's Wolves against Brighton. Morgan Gibbs-White against Aaron Connolly. Let's hand you back to our casters, Brandon Smith and Richard Buckley.
Here we go. Our second game of day 2 is underway in the EPL Invitational. It was Diogo Jota of Wolves that won the first ever EPL Invitational in that final against Liverpool. And in that one, it was Neil Maupay of Brighton, another forward of the club representing the Seagulls. And he could only get as far as the quarter-final. Did go out in golden goal. Now it's a turn for these two to show what they can do. Round the 16 game this is. The winner will go up against Sheffield United or Manchester United. But I tell you what, Glenn Murray has got the Seagulls flying high from the first 5 minutes. A fantastic little bit of build-up play. And Aaron Connolly said, Morgan Gibbs-White is probably a better player here, but Aaron, that's a fantastic start from you, my friend. Talk to us about the goal.
I've just got to give it to Glenn Murray, really, don't I? And, he'll do the rest most of the time.
Feed the Glenn and he will score. You saw it there, the build-up play. There was a lot of space, though, at the back from Morgan Gibbs-White in this opening sort of 7-8 minutes. This looks like it's going to be an end-to-end game of FIFA. Jimenez firing the shot. Matty Ryan getting down low to his left-hand side. I've been really impressed with all the games that we've seen so far, Brandon. They've been, for the most part, very competitive. We have seen a few blowouts, Jofra Archer and Keenan Davis. But for the most part, it's been pretty competitive, 2-1, 3-2 sort of level of FIFA.
You look back last time as well, Richard, we saw, 6-2s, 8-0s, 8-2s in that EPL Invitational that took place 2 weeks ago. This is the second. And we have seen all new players involved Still the same 20 Premier League clubs. But we've already seen last times grand finalist in Liverpool fall out in the round of 16. Will Wolves be following that same script? It would be a shame for the club, as you mentioned, a club that's really invested in esports as well, which are Wolves. They've got their own kind of player roster, so to speak, of players from all over the world.
Yeah, absolutely. There's only, City, West Ham, Manchester City, that is, West Ham, Wolves and Southampton, really, who have heavily invested into FIFA esports. For the EPL Invitational, though, it would be a big shock. We had Spencer Owen yesterday with West Ham United, who was sort of the fans' favourite coming into it. People were looking at his name and saying, I would be surprised if he went out of the tournament. He did go out of the tournament. And now Wolverhampton Wanderers, if they were to go out, with the statistics, the champions fallen at the first hurdle.
There'll be another unpredictable one as well. Murray into Connolly. I love that he's playing himself and he's nearly got himself on the score sheet. Gibbs-White also in action. It's Aaron Connolly. He's over the moon. He's just scored with himself.
Aaron Connolly. He put the captain's armband on himself as well. I love that touch.
Aaron, you must be over the moon. Not just captain, but on the score sheet as well.
Yeah, I've got to make myself captain, ain't I? But I'm surprised I finished that one, to be fair.
You put yourself in all the set pieces as well?
Just depends.
Just depends.
Never been a free kick.
Big one. A word on that as well, Richard. Obviously, Aaron Connolly's normal in-game FIFA Ultimate Team stat, if you know that, is player item is only 64. In head-to-head, everyone is the same rated, 85 rated. Everyone's got the same pace going forward. And Striker's got 91 pace. So that is why you are seeing Glenn Murray, the quickest he's probably ever been.
Burning.
In the nicest way.
The Glenn Murray burning defenders,
He's got so much pace going forward.
On the other side of this, Morgan Gibbs-White looking to build his way back into the game. Jimenez on the edge of the box. Playing it slow, trying to keep his composure, keep his calm in the final third. You don't see any real big reactions from Morgan in this game thus far after going 2-0 down.
This is nice. It was a good idea there, just holding up the ball perfectly. And I feel like Jimenez is one of those perfect players for head-to-head because, you know, he's a massive player. Plus the pace he's going to have on him as well, for being an out-and-out striker, as we said, in 85 head-to-head rated mode.
I want to talk a little bit about Neil Maupay, Brandon. You've played against Neil Maupay. How good was he at FIFA? And if Connolly fancies himself better than Maupay, he must be...
I don't know if Aaron's seen Neil's Ultimate Team. That's one thing you do not want to see. Just offside there in the end. Are you an Ultimate Team player at all, Aaron? Do you play Ultimate Team?
Yeah, I do most of the time, but I know how much time Neil puts into Ultimate Team, and he probably spends I couldn't tell you how much on points in it. So I can see probably why his team is good.
His team's that good that he doesn't even play his own 99 rated item in there, which says something. He's got that many icons in it.
I don't even have an icon myself, to be fair.
There you go. You heard it there perfectly. 2-0. Brighton of Albion do lead in this game. Morgan Gibbs-White with it all to do. There's still plenty of time left, though. He has been in the right areas. Connolly looking for a third off the post. Chance squandered there for Brighton of Albion.
We're approaching half-time. It's been all Brighton in this game thus far, Brandon. The Molyneux quite silent as we are coming towards the 45th minute. It's been a Glenn Murray show, really. Been involved in all the attacks.
Well, the key thing is for Morgan, he's just trying to get Jimenez on the ball as much as possible. He's got 91 pace to try and get past the likes of Lewis Dunk at the back. We've got Dan Burn in at left back as well. Yeah, he's got his buttons in a little bit of a tangle there. What a first half it's been, Richard. 2 goals, and Aaron Connolly made himself captain. That's saying something, but then also going and score with him is saying something as well. Half-time between these two. Brighton of Albion will lead by 2-0.
Aaron, good first half for you there, 2-0 lead. When Neil Maupay played this, he had a lot of joy with Glenn Murray. He actually said Glenn Murray is the GOAT, mate, when we spoke to him. Is Glenn Murray the GOAT for you as well?
Yeah, he's got to be, doesn't he? I think he's one of the best players I've played with as a striker, so yeah, he's definitely the GOAT. I'll agree with Neil there.
Love that. And we know that you're the man for the big occasion. You scored 2 goals in your first ever Premier League start against Spurs, of course, a memorable day for you there. You scored with your in-game player today, and he was wearing the captain's armband. So talk us about that.
I don't know. I was spending so much time on the team management thing, so I just said, you know what, I'll whack myself as captain, put myself on pens as well. So
love that. Morgan, 2-0 down. Are you going to look to change anything going into the second half?
I'm going to keep it the same, see how the second half plays out. First the second half plays out, and then see if I need to make a change.
Okay, there we go. It is 2-0 to Brighton at the halfway stage. Just a reminder that Diogo Jota was the winner for Wolves in our first EPL Invitational. Morgan White is going to have to do something special to turn this around and keep Wolves in it. Let's head back to our casters, Brandon Smith and Richard Buckley.
Certainly needs an action plan, does Morgan Gibbs-White of Wolves. It would be a shame to see our first EPL Invitational winners crash out in the round of 16, but from what we've seen so far, Richard, it would be somewhat deserved for them to fall out of the tournament because they haven't done too much going forward.
Yeah, the 4-4-1-1 formation in action for Morgan Gibbs-White. I feel as though you not only 2-0 down, maybe try and put two bodies up top, bring Jota potentially a little bit further in field, let him play off of Jimenez. There has to be some sort of changes made. 60-minute mark, when it's only been a one-leg game of FIFA, Brandon, you have to be quite sort of sharp and instinctive in your substitutions, in your changes, because you don't have time to waste.
Here comes another chance for Brighton now. Back to goal. Which way is he going to go? Twisting and turning. Referee Morgan was probably calling for an offside there as well. Does defend it though. We'll go straight back down the other end. But one thing I'm noticing is just a lack of orange shirts going forward for Wolves. It's Jimenez on his own, but he seems quite isolated up there.
I don't know if you saw that there. Aaron Connolly, green timing that shot. Timed finishing something in FIFA where if you are quite a casual player, you might not even know it exists. It's basically you press the shoot button and then just before your foot hits with the ball, you then press shoot again. You can add more power, add more velocity to the strike as that cross whipped into the back post. Foster, another great save from Patricio. Burn getting forward. Everybody wants to get on the score sheet for the Seagulls.
Yeah, that was like Burn had a go. Then it was, I think, Trossard at the back post with a header as well. But fantastic save from Rui Patricio in the Wolves net. This has to be a chance. He didn't play that ball. João Moutinho with the chance. Back over to Jota. Chance goes begging. Positive signs, though.
Some unreal defending at the back post, wasn't it, as well? Just getting anything in the way of the ball. And you see that pause cued there. 65, 66 minutes when the ball probably will go out of play. Aaron Moy driving forward from midfield. Bolly with a huge tackle.
It's one of those, Richard. If you don't make it right, you don't time it right, it's going to be a red card and it will be a penalty to your opposition. Morgan timed that to perfection with Bolly. There's been a pause cued by him, though. He's going to make a change around the 60th minute mark. If he can score and go into the pause, he'll be delighted. Gibbs-White into Moutinho. Slightly heavy touch there from Ruben Neves. He can hit them on the edge of the box. Clever with it. Jimenez. Overlap towards the back post. Jota's there. Heads it back over again and maybe overplayed it slightly. Trying to find that perfect finish.
A lot of crosses being slung into the box here as well. Looking for Jota sort of lurking at that back post. He's just not really had the success rate that Morgan Gibbs-White has been hoping for. Aaron Moy, again, just sort of marauding forward from centre midfield. Both players wanting to get into the pause, get fresh legs on.
Once again, Trossard down the byline, whip that one across. There was Murray in there and Aaron Connolly. That pause will now come in for Morgan Gibbs-White. Will he change out of that formation, or will it just be a case of fresh legs for the Wolves? Now he's got a Adama Traore on the bench. Get him on, he's full of pace.
Looks like we are going to see a formation change as well. I'm not going to go into all the details, as Aaron Connolly can hear exactly what we're saying, so we're not going to give Morgan's tactics away. But there are changes being made. Aaron, how are you assessing the game with only 15 minutes left to go?
Yeah, it's going all right so far, but I've seen he's brought on Adama Traore, so that's never a good thing, is it?
And Morgan, if you can hear us, what's it like to play with Adama Traore? Because that man is not just, pretty hench, so to speak, and can lift a few weights, but he is so fast as well. And on FIFA, I know for any FIFA player that's listening out there, he is like unbelievable. How fast is he in real life?
Yeah, he's ridiculously quick. When you're training, you just may as well just stand past and just let him go past you, because he's going to go past you either way. So there's just no point in defending him.
Here's an insight from these two. 2-0 down, though. Oh, Wolves. Our first ever EPL Invitational winner.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a big black sprinkle on my screen.
Murray on the edge of the box. What is he able to do? Just 10 minutes left in this game. Aaron Connolly's off his seat because he thought he was going to score.
We do apologise for any language being displayed in the top left corner. That is just a PlayStation Network message. If you are the people sending messages, it's all right. There's only 10 minutes left. The notifications are going to be turned off. Please stop. Thank you very much. That's game over, Brandon.
Please stop, because Morgan Gibbs-White needed 2 goals. Unfortunately, he's going to need 3. And there just won't
he
be
needs
enough
to see as
time
much
left.
of the screen as possible.
And Glenn Murray makes it 3 for the Seagulls.
What's it?
What, we pause the
I'm going
game?
to try and get the players to pause the game and just... turn off those notifications. Again, we do apologise if there has been any inappropriate language on them. So 3-0 is the scoreline. Aaron, it's been a really, really fantastic game from you. 3 goals to the good. You certainly have been looking really confident.
Yeah, it's been all right. I thought it would go a lot worse than this. So yeah, it's been a good start so far anyways, and hopefully I can just see it out now.
So we are at the second half point. It is 3-0 currently to Brighton against Wolves. Just sending off the notifications. And again, sorry if there was any bad language that any of you did witness. Aaron, have we managed to turn off the notifications okay? Okay, so the notifications are being
I've lost connection with Gfinity.
Yeah, so bad to be fair. I think.
Okay, we're having a few technical difficulties, so apologies for that. Both the players are currently turning off notifications. Once again, apologies if you did see any bad language, but they're just turning off notifications and we're sorting out all the technical difficulties. Once again, just a reminder that we are all doing this remotely from the comfort and the safety of our living rooms. And a reminder for everyone watching, please do stay home, stay safe in an attempt to save lives. So let's bring in Joe. Joe, we're looking at potentially the holders, Wolverhampton Wanderers, out in the first game. 3-0 at the minute.
Yeah, not been the best display so far from Morgan Gibbs-White, but let's put some respect on Aaron Connolly's name. He looks like a seriously talented player, doesn't he? We saw how well Neil Maupay handled himself in EPL Invitational 1, of course, getting himself all the way to the quarterfinals. But maybe Aaron Connolly is going to go one stage better here. You know, he's scoring goals for fun. He's got Glenn Murray up front. We saw how much Neil Maupay was loving him. And Aaron Connolly is now scoring with himself too. So this could be a bit of a Diogo Jota remake. In EPL Invitational 1, Diogo Jota was scoring goals with his own character. He had his own character captain. And Aaron Connolly is doing the exact same thing, Smithy.
Yeah, it's the way to play this, isn't it? Captain yourself, give yourself the armband, and it's obviously a good luck charm. And also, like I alluded to at half-time, Neil Maupay scored so many goals with Glenn Murray on this 85 mode. Glenn Murray, extremely effective. He called him the GOAT, as we know, from the EPL Invitational version 1. And now, of course, EPL Invitational, the second tournament that we've got. Glenn Murray scoring again, Joe. Looks a real threat for Brighton.
Yeah, like Brandon and Richard alluded to in commentary, he's really effective in 85 rated mode with that 91 pace, isn't he? Fantastic player. But, you know, Morgan Gibbs-White has Raul Jimenez and could be doing the same thing with him, but he's just struggled to get players up alongside him, hasn't he? I can't really believe he didn't start Adama Traore in this game. He was incredibly effective for Diogo Jota, but it wasn't to be, and Glenn Murray still scoring goals, Smiths.
Yeah, okay, we'll pass you back to our casters, Brandon Smith and Richard Buckley. I think we're moments away from restarting. So we'll pass you back to our casters.
Thank you very much, guys. And yeah, we've been looking forward to getting back into this. About 7 minutes left, Smith. It's been a really, really good game so far. Richard, it was just the fact that Aaron Connolly made himself the captain and he scored with himself as well within the first 20 minutes of this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been a pretty comfortable performance, you have to say, for Aaron Connolly. We are back underway here in this matchup. Only 5 minutes left to play.
I'll be back underway when I'm not on this thingy.
That the result pretty much over with.
There's just 4 minutes left. Plus additional time to come, as we said. If you can hear us, Morgan, everything is fine in terms of what we can see at home. If you do want to continue to play, Aaron, if you can pause the game.
Yeah, I've tried, but it's just saying pause cue.
You might just have to make a tackle on him. Or if anything, this might be.
I mean, we've only got 1 minute left to play.
Added time of 2 minutes left. It was 3-0. Unfortunately, 6 minutes remaining. Yeah, we can see exactly what's happening, Morgan, unfortunately. There's clearly been some sort of issue. I think that will do us, though, in this game. We do apologise for any technical difficulties to both of our players. As always, Aaron can't get the ball off him. That's the full-time whistle. He had about 7 minutes left anyway in the game. He unfortunately did find himself 3 goals down. And looks like it will be a win for the Albion. 3-0. And Aaron Connolly into the quarter-final stages.
Yeah, unfortunately, a few technical issues there. But Aaron, nevertheless, 3-0 victory in your first game. You must be really, really happy with that one.
Yeah, it's a good result, obviously. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to the rest of the tournament now.
And obviously, we saw you captain Aaron Connolly, the player in the game, scoring goals with yourself. Is that something we can expect to see from you throughout the whole tournament?
Yeah, I mean, I've started it now and I've started captaining myself, so I mean, I might as well continue it on.
And Morgan, obviously, a few technical difficulties aside, how are you feeling after that defeat?
Disappointed, to say the least. And I blame the technical difficulties.
getting the excuses in early. Obviously, Wolves won the competition last time out. So, do you have a message for the Wolves fans watching at home?
I blame the technical difficulties. Different circumstances, it might be a different result.
Aaron, next up, you'll play either Sheffield United or Manchester United. That will be John Egan or Jofra Archer. Jofra has already played a game. Will you be going back and watching what he played like, trying to get a bit of insight?
Yeah, I might need to do that now. I wasn't going to watch what other people were doing and that, but I mean, I've got into the quarterfinal now. I might as well watch back and see what he was like.
Okay, well done, Aaron. Commiserations to you, Morgan. We'll see you very, very soon. Smithy, let's come to you then. What did you make of that one?
Yeah, as you said, a few technical difficulties towards the end, but I think Aaron Connolly did prove that he was the better player throughout their 3-0 victory. And of course, the holders are out. I was quite surprised, Joe, that in-game player-wise, Adama Traore on the bench came on late doors. Interesting to hear Richard Buckley saying, get Adama Traore on, because we saw him do so much damage as an in-game player for Diogo Jota. So that was quite surprising. I don't know if you felt the same.
Yeah, definitely. We talked about Glenn Murray's effectiveness up front in 85 rated mode, but he had Aaron Connolly up alongside him, didn't he? Those two were very effective as a partnership. I felt like Raul Jimenez needed a little bit more support. I think Brandon mentioned it in commentary. He felt quite isolated at times, didn't he? And I don't think that helped Morgan Gibbs-White at all in that one. And we now have confirmation that Brighton progress past reigning champions Wolverhampton Wanderers with a fairly comfortable 3-0 victory, and Aaron Connolly getting the better of Morgan Gibbs-White. We can see what that means now for the full draw. Brighton progressed to the quarter-final stage, the second team to do so. Obviously, Aston Villa won the last 16 games 6-1 against Liverpool. That was Keenan Davis hammering Jose Enrique. But for Aaron Connolly, he can be expecting to play either Manchester United or Sheffield United. That's a game you'll be able to see coming your way very soon. But before that, up next at 5:15, Everton versus Southampton, a game I'm absolutely buzzing for. It's Tony Bellew taking the pad for Everton. He'll be facing off against Michael Obafemi, Smithy.
Yeah, very exciting game. And this is the beauty of this tournament. We've had such an array of talent, current players, we've had ex-players, sporting legends. We've now got a former world champion. You wouldn't want to mess with him with a glove in his hand, of course, but what is Tony Bellew like with a pad in his hand? That is the question so many of you have been asking, and it's only half an hour away. 5:15, we'll be back for Everton Southampton, so we'll find out very soon. Just a final reminder, please do stay home to help save lives. We'll be back very shortly. Bye-bye.